bit, see if anybody joins the live and watches. If I don't get a bunch of viewers, then I'll just go ahead. Definitely a beautiful day today. Went and cleaned some of my rooms on my truck, so work on cleaning the rest of my rooms some other time because it started getting cold out. So, yeah. Wait a little bit longer. Actually, you know what? Screw it. People can join in as I start speaking. But anyways, first off, for the photo that I used for this video, I can't think straight. I'm trying to think of what to call that, but a thumbnail, that's what I was trying to think of, my bad. But the thumbnail I used for this live, that's a picture that I took a few weeks back. I ran to South Haven, Michigan for a few things because, 10 to 15 minutes from South Haven, and, we had just been dealing with a bunch of snow prior to that, and, I had to run to South Haven for a few things, and while I was there, I decided to take a look at the lake and see how it looked, and let me tell you, it was absolutely beautiful. The way the ice was formed next to the pier and all that, and then the water was frozen for about maybe 30 to 40, maybe 50 feet. I didn't walk on it because I didn't want to take a chance of walking on a soft spot and then falling through. I take extra caution when it comes to things like that. So, yeah. That's what's up with the thumbnail. I actually took a video that day and uploaded that to my YouTube. That's on my YouTube. Feel free to go check that out. I don't remember what date I took that video, but, yeah. It was definitely a beautiful view. I don't think I've seen Lake Michigan look beautiful, frozen like that ever since, I want to say either January or February of 2021 when my family and I went up to Mackinac City. We spent a week up there, and, we were out snowmobiling a bunch, so, yeah. And at that point they had blue ice crystals on the water, by the Mackinac Bridge, which I thought was pretty cool. So, yeah. But, what the heck? Okay, I don't know if the live stream that you guys are watching looks like it's messing up, but okay, the screen's not crashing anymore. I don't know what the heck is going on with my phone today. Have to frickin' double tap everything to frickin' get out of an app or something. And then, of course, with the phone I have, every time I go to turn my phone screen on, of course, the Metro Zone article nonsense pops up, and it's always a bunch of politics, all sorts of bull crap, people spreading lies and all that. And, it's like, whatever, what more can you do? But, before I go any further with my live stream, so let me tell you something. I've had this truck for over a year and how many months? A year and 4 months now. And one thing I did not know, and I'm about to show you guys what I'm talking about, but so, I accidentally pressed a button in my, one of these buttons, this button in particular. Don't mind how dirty my hand looks. I'll address that here in a sec. But, I accidentally pressed a button while I was turning that down or no, my bad. I was turning that down and accidentally pressed that. And apparently I did not know you could do this while the truck is off, but apparently if you press a button, it turns the radio on. See if it goes. I did not know I could do that with my truck if the truck is off. Yeah, that's definitely a surprise. I'd leave the music running, but for one, I don't want the music to screw up the live stream. The live stream cuts out and, I get copyrighted and all that crap. And two, I don't want to waste my truck battery from doing that. So, but yeah, like I said, I didn't know I could, with it shut off, have the radio on like that. Like they always say, you learn something new every day. Tell you that right now. And my screen looks like it's screwing up again. Oh well. If the video looks like it's screwed with my phone, but anyways, I'm sorry. I'm gonna get to the subjects now that I'm already almost 7 minutes into this video. But first thing I want to talk about is my grandma. She wasn't my blood grandma. She was my step grandma, but I considered her my grandma either way. But her name was Starr. A year ago today, she died of cancer. And I've been thinking about that most of the day today. And let me tell you, I definitely miss her. She was a very genuine human being. She had a smile on her face all the time. She got along with people just fine. There were times where, her and my grandpa would, kind of get into arguments sometimes and have major disagreements. But, either way, and I know my grandpa definitely misses her as well as, her two daughters, they definitely miss her a lot, and, I've been thinking about them, thinking about my grandpa, and then thinking about my grandma Starr, who passed away a year ago today. And let me tell you, when I heard she died, it definitely tore me apart. And the thing is, the cancer she had, I had no idea she even had cancer until like a few days before she passed, uh, just early 2022 came around and I noticed like she just started to look kind of sickly looking. And I'm not saying that to be or sound disrespectful or anything, but she just looked like she was starting to look sickly looking. And then, she said that she had been sick and throughout most of the summer and fall of 2022, she was fine, moving around all right, speaking just fine. And, she was able to work okay, and mind you, she was only like, I think 60 or 61. Uh, I'll have to look at that again. I'm sorry. I'm bad at remembering birthdays and ages and all that. But, and she worked as a nurse too in South Bend, Indiana, so, yeah, but, she started getting sick like early or just right before Christmas of that year, and Christmas of 2022 was the last time I saw her, and I noticed she was starting to get real sick looking, and she was having some trouble speaking, and I had no idea she had cancer. How I didn't see it, I don't know, but just I remember looking at her, and she just looked like she was in a bad way, and I talked to her about it, and she was like, I've just been dealing with some health complications, but I've been going to the doctors nonstop, and they're prescribing me this and that, and you know after that, I just didn't really think much of it. But then, like, after the first week of January of 2023, I saw on Facebook that she had been discharged from the hospital because she was having stomach problems, had a hard time eating and all that, and, had a hard time going to the bathroom, and she had to go to the hospital for that, and, after I saw that, I got a hold of my grandpa, and he told me that everything was good. She's doing fine now. Just dealing with some things, and then January 30th came around in 2023, and I received word that she was currently awaiting chemotherapy and that she was set to start it next week, for her cancer and all that. I saw a picture of her, just laying in a hospital bed, just currently awaiting chemotherapy. And, it caught me off guard because, like I said, I had no idea she had cancer. What type of cancer she had, I forget at the top of my head. I don't know, but stomach cancer, my bad, that's what it was. But she was dealing with that and a few other things, and you know ended up super sick. And then the day she died, I remember seeing another post on Facebook where it was her two daughters standing beside her, just caring for her, holding her hands and everything. And and they wrote on the post, my mom's a strong woman, we're currently awaiting this and that, and we should be starting it real soon, pulling her through this and that. And I've looked at it and I kind of thought, I hope things go well, and I even talked to my grandpa again on the phone and said, just let me know how things go, let me know if you guys need anything. And, my grandpa seemed real positive that things were going to turn out good. And, I took my grandpa's word for it and, didn't really think too much more of it afterwards, because I thought maybe there was still a chance for her to pull through. Well, that ended up not being the case, I get home from work later on that day, and, I go to make myself a plate because, I just got done doing dinner, and, or I'm sorry, my stepmom did anyways, and, I was making me a plate, and then while I was making a plate, I received a phone call from my great aunt that's a sibling of my grandpa who was married to my grandma Starr. She called me to inform me that my grandma had passed, and just things fell apart with me from there on at that point. Like I said, I literally thought she was going to pull through it just fine, and that ended up not being the case. And let me tell you, her death, her passing definitely shook me up, you know, because I did not expect her to go down like that. And, you know, I know what some people are going to say, well, you know, you should have saw it coming because, you know, the way she looked and everything. Well, obviously I was too dumbfounded to even think about that, I guess, you know. Like I said, a lot of it happened so fast, you know, because I had no idea she had been dealing with cancer and, you know, a few other health issues. And just like I said, you know, she passed away, you know, and like I said, that tore me up, you know. So for that, I do miss her a lot, you know. Like I said, I've been thinking about her most of the day today, you know. So, yeah. But I gotta be thankful, you know. She's no longer in any pain, you know. She's in a better place now. She's being taken care of in heaven now, you know. So I gotta be thankful she's not in any more pain, you know. For that, I am thankful for. But and then not only that, but later on this month will mark 4 years since I lost another one of my family members. You know, she ended up passing away unexpectedly. I'll kind of address that in a live stream later on this month, you know, when it gets closer to that, you know. She was another step grandparent, you know, this person that I'm talking about. Like I said, I'll talk about it. I'll talk about that later on this month, you know. So, yeah. But with that out of the way, so I'm going to try and jump into some more positivity, you know. Well, some of it might sound crazy, but, you know, I'm going to try and be positive about it as much as possible. But, you know, a lot of people have been hearing on YouTube, you know, all this drama and, you know, a bunch of YouTubers leaving and then this one YouTuber, I can't think of his name at the top of my head. I'm sure some of you who watch this might know who I'm talking about. You know, this one YouTuber, you know, he's uh dealt with a bunch of reptiles, so is his family, you know, they've dealt with snakes and crocodiles, alligators, etc., you know. I can't think of the dude's name at the top of my head. Man, I have such a bad memory. I apologize, guys, but you know, that YouTuber ended up passing away on January 5th, this past month, you know, 5 days after New Year. You know, he died of cancer. You know, he had been on YouTube for quite some time, you know. Um, and then there's quite a few other YouTubers out there that have just been kind of leaving YouTube, you know, like people like Matt Pad and then, you know, several other YouTubers. And then, you know, I don't know if everybody who watches this has been aware, but you know, I'm sure some of you have heard about the situation with this YouTuber that I watch, you know, Eric, you know, he's been in kind of some deep water with uh what he did on YouTube and all that, you know, basically people started saying that his videos were faked, which I kind of see why people were saying that because, you know, basically he mentioned on November 30th that, you know, he was going to upload every day in December or else Mr. Beast would take his channel down. So, you know, and he did say he was going to travel. So, you know, I understand everybody getting mad at him for saying that he was going to travel all over the place and take videos and all that crap. But, you know, were finding out that the videos weren't actually taken in December. And I understand everybody's point about that right there, but at the end of the day, you really can't tell me that those videos weren't entertaining. Like I watched each and every video that he put out, and they were good videos. I will say that right now. But like I said, people are sitting there losing their minds over, what Eric said and what he did and all this crap. And, people are sitting there saying this and that, you know, so be it. But either way, I still watch Eric's videos. I think he's a cool dude. I know he hasn't really uploaded much on YouTube this past month. And, I think it's because he's aware of the controversy that he had to face. And, um, whether or not he'll address it, I don't know. I do remember he commented on a video that somebody made of him. It was a video posted by Soggy Cereal, and he replied, and he was pretty chill about the situation. And I think he was only saying that because, or I think he only said what he said and was trying to be nice about it because he probably didn't want to upset people anymore than what he already did. And there's a lot of people out there that are sticking up for Eric though and saying that the videos were cool, which I 100% agree that the videos were good. I don't care what anybody said. I don't care if the videos weren't taken in December. And at the end of the day, if you listen to what Eric said, Eric and Mr. Beast said anyways, they both clearly stated that the videos had to be uploaded. They didn't say anything about the videos had to be taken or anything like that. They didn't have to be put together or whatever. They just had to be uploaded. So, and I kind of made that point in a comment I made, and a lot of people agreed with me on that. And then, I had some people out there that were like, oh, well, you're just making a stupid point. You're full of this, you're full of that, blah 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 blah. Like, okay, if that's your opinion, then I respect that 100%. But either way, I said what I had to say about that, and that's that. If people don't like my opinion, oh well. But then, people are sitting there and are like, how come nobody's holding Mr. Beast and Eric accountable for this and that? Blah, 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 blah. How come other big YouTubers aren't holding big YouTubers accountable for this and that? Blah, 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 blah. Because they don't have to. Now, if it's a situation like, let's say, situations with PewDiePie or Shane Dawson or, J Station or any other big YouTuber out there, then I would understand what people are saying because, we could all agree that those YouTubers have done quite a few things that they shouldn't have done, and then, of course, people like Logan Paul, too, I mean, he's been in some serious controversies over a video that he did, and then he tried to, I believe people said that he tried to scam his subscribers or something like that. I don't know. Like I said, it's stuff that I hear about on YouTube. Obviously, the video situation that right there is real. I've seen that, and let me tell you, I was disgusted by him putting that video up there. But he has taken that video down, and he has apologized for it, which I do respect that. But some things, even if you do apologize for it, you really can't dig yourself out of deeper crap, So, and I'm not saying that to hate on Logan Paul because, he's got some videos out there that are good. But as far as people like Shane Dawson or anything like that, or, that Colleen Bollinger woman that I keep hearing about, that I've been hearing about nonstop, or Sniper Wolf too, Obviously, those YouTubers will never get back on my good list because, and I'm not going to sit here and say why, Dang, the freaking sun is shining on my face. Hopefully that's not bothering you guys. I do apologize if it is. And I'm sure people are going to sit there and say things like, why do you have that hat on back there? Because it's my right. But anyways, I'm sorry. I don't want to get into politics, But, yeah, there's YouTubers out there that shouldn't be YouTubers. I agree on that 100%. But, certain YouTubers out there, if they make one mistake, and it's not something bad, then okay, I get what people are saying about that. Like I said, with the Logan Paul thing that happened back in like late 2017, early 2018, obviously I think what he did was absolutely disrespectful, and that video should have never been uploaded. But like I said, he's apologized for it. He's learned his lesson. He's taken that video down, and for that I do respect. But sometimes, even if you do apologize, all you're doing is just making things worse. Like sometimes they say it is better to not say anything about it, because for some YouTubers out there, like it there are some YouTubers out there that have gotten themselves into controversies, and they just keep their mouth shut about it and not say anything. Like YouTubers like Sunny V2, I that's another YouTuber I like to watch, and he put out a video last year, talking about the whole Mr. Beast Chris Tyson situation. A lot of people hated the video that he put out, accused him of being transphobic and saying all this crap. But really, if you sit there and listen to everything that Sunny V2 said, like, I don't think he was trying to say what he had to say to sound transphobic or anything, and the thing is, Sunny V2 has stood up for Mr. Beast on all sorts of issues in the past, and all of a sudden, he says something about one of Mr. Beast's friends, and all of a sudden, people are sitting there losing their minds over it. You got all these idiot YouTubers like Hassan Piker or just anybody else out there that are sitting there losing their minds over the thing Sunny V2 said about Mr. Beast's friend Chris, and like, and I get, Chris is entitled to his decisions to transition if he wanted to. You know what? That's fine. You know what? I believe everybody does have a right to decide what they want to do in their life, as long as they're not sitting there letting their kids make bad decisions or, decisions that could affect their lives later on. Then whatever. As much as I think it's weird that Chris is doing it, especially when he has a kid, like, he is entitled to his opinion, which I respect that. But I also respect the fact that people like Sunny V2 have a right to say what they want to say as well, whether people like it or not, If you think it's transphobic, whatever, but, ooh, excuse me, my bad. But, that controversy right there, I think, was absolutely stupid. Because, Sunny V2, he talks about how, quite a few other YouTubers or celebrities out there and he doesn't sit there and bash them nonstop and all. He just talks about what controversies those people have been in and things that people have said about that. And, there's other YouTubers out there that'll talk about certain situations like Penguin Zero. You know, he goes out and speaks his opinion in a respectful way about a lot of people out there, especially people that he's had uh, positive energy towards or negative energy towards, like fucking or freaking Sneeko. Sorry about my language, which we can all agree that Sneeko is nothing but a POS, but I'm not going to get into the whole Penguin Zero Sneeko situation, but, every YouTuber, especially bigger YouTubers, every YouTuber has their controversy at some point, like Mr. Beast has been in quite a few controversies, like the dam building situation, and then, him helping blind people see, and then just several other things. People sit there and accuse Mr. Beast of this, and that, and, I think it's completely stupid, but whatever, Uh, yeah. Yeah, it's like I'm gonna take a drink real quick. Sorry, guys. Take a drink of my water real quick. Take my jacket off too while I'm at it. It's actually starting to get warm in here. Sorry about poor camera view, but I'm sure nobody wants to see me drink water or take off my jacket. Whoa. Or toss my phone for the matter, too. Here we go. That's a little better. Dang it, I lost my train of thought. Let's see. I'm not gonna get into the whole YouTuber thing, but actually, I'm sorry. There is one more thing I want to talk about as far as other YouTubers go. So another thing I've been hearing about on YouTube lately is the whole thing with, Ryan Upchurch all of a sudden going after Tom McDonald. And don't get me wrong, I like both Ryan Upchurch and Tom McDonald. They both put out good music in my opinion, but all of a sudden now Ryan Upchurch wants to start beefing with Tom McDonald for whatever reason, and which I think is weird. I mean, if that's something Upchurch feels he wants to do, then all the power to him. I'm not knocking him on that, but still, I just think that nonsense right there is completely weird. Because he has said some positive things about Tom McDowell in the past, and Upchurch's good friend Adam Calhoun has made 2 albums with Tom McDonald, and of course, Tom McDonald has been dealing with some controversies too, all because he did a song with Ben Shapiro, and I listened to the song, and okay, granted, it's not the best song out there I've ever heard, but I thought it was a good song. I'll say that right now. But the whole Ryan Upchurch versus Tom McDonald thing, that's been going on nonstop. Which I think is weird, but you know what? Whatever. That's between Ryan and Tom. Not me. Like I said, I like both of those people. They make good music. But whatever. But recently, I was gonna try and go live yesterday, but you know, I've been trying to do some speed walking, walk a few miles every chance I can, because right now I'm trying to work on losing some weight, getting into better shape, and what I want to do is try and gain some muscle at some point, uh, something I've been wanting to do for a while, and this year I'm trying to push to make those changes. It's something I'm definitely gonna keep pushing towards. Walked 4 miles yesterday. I was gonna try and do some speed walking today, but I was busy with some things, so didn't really have a chance to do that. But and I don't really want to do it at nighttime either, because you get a bunch of idiot drivers out there that don't pay attention to what they're doing, and then all of a sudden you get hit. And around where I live, people think that they don't need to stop for accidents, which I think is stupid, because that right there is considered a hit and run. But I do have a reflector coat that that would reflect lighting, like if people were passing by, in cars or whatever. But still, you get all sorts of people that just drive carelessly and don't pay attention. But I try and do it during the daytime every chance I can. Try not to do it at nighttime. You know, that's for sure. But yeah, I've been trying to get some working out done. Speed walking, and then I'm gonna try and get into weightlifting real soon. Definitely want to try and do that. Uh, you know, definitely gonna try and keep pushing towards those changes. And then right now, I'm actually about to get another job, because the job I have right now, which I work for a building contractor, and don't get me wrong, I love working for a job I have now, but it's just being slow in the wintertime, and not having money for this and that. It's just you know puts me behind on a lot of things. Like I've been trying to stay caught up with making truck payments, and my goal this year is to try and you know get into certain things, like make plans to try and make some decent trips to places or whatever, like maybe go to the Upper Peninsula of Michigan sometime this summer, or maybe go down to like Tennessee. Those are some goals I want. Obviously I'm probably not going to do both, but I'd like to do one or the other, because I haven't been to the UP in the summertime since 2020, except for in 2021, when I was with some of my family, and we did a motorcycle trip around Lake Michigan. Went through the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, went through Wisconsin, Illinois, Indiana, and then back up to Southwest Michigan. That was probably the only time in the summertime we've been to the UP. Been to the UP quite a few times in the wintertime the past few years. Which I like doing that, especially in the wintertime. But I don't really care much to go snowmobiling anymore. Just it's not something I enjoy doing much. You know, Still do a little bit of it time to time, but uh, yeah. But um, I'm just trying to think of what else to say. You know, really think there's anything else I want to talk about. If there's something else that comes up, then I'll do another live stream. But at this point, I'm not really gonna say anything else. But to anybody that watched this, thank you. I'm gonna go ahead and cut the live stream. Y'all have a good day now.